state contest recently, a colleague walked up to me and, well, first of all, he was from a very prestigious school in Palm Beach County. And he left that high school to return to do his graduate work. And when he returned to Palm Beach County, he ended up with a different job. And he was in an unhappy situation. So he walked up to me after a contest and he said, I just did it again. And he said, what kinds of things do you do in your program besides contests and concerts? And so I explained to him we had our 20th consecutive year at Candlelight, Business Candlelight. From time to time we take trips, indicated that we have groups, this group in particular, that performs at the Grand Floridian Hotel at Disney World. The choir has been to the Epcot Rotunda, American Adventure Rotunda. And I said, in the spring we have a program called Evening with the Madrigals, where we acknowledge our graduates and introduce our incoming Madrigals. And at Christmas time we have a program called Christmas with the Madrigals, past and present, where we invite back as many alumni as we can locate. And I guess in a moment of self-consciousness, maybe insecurity, I heard myself saying to him, is that corny? And there was a pause, and he said, not at all. He said, that's what a real choral program is all about. Well, that conversation got me into one of my infamous philosophical arguments with myself, which goes around and around and around in my mind until another one takes its place. And that was, are we progressive, are we moving ahead, or do we dwell on the past too much? And after thinking about it over and over and over, I think the answer is a good balance. One that where we are moving ahead. For instance, this year we've taken a full year to totally expand and revamp the choir handbook, choir parent handbook. A full year has gone into expanding the award program. We're well on our way to completely new uniforms for the girls and the guys. We've already sight read through some potential contest music for next year, and there's also talk of a trip for next year. We tonight will be introducing some madrigals for 1991-92. So I think we are moving ahead. And I also think that we have found how important it is to appreciate our past, to not forget it. Part of that is having a high school reunion. And I plan to go to my high school reunion this summer, but I don't believe I'm going to be able to make it to Pennsylvania, so I thought I'd take a few moments tonight to do a little bit of a reunion. And just out of curiosity, is there anyone in the audience from the class of 1941, graduated 50 years ago? 1941, congratulations. Would you stand? Anybody 1941 or 54? I didn't expect to get any takers on that. Your 50th high school reunion. Congratulations to both of you. Anybody prior to that? Do you mind telling us the year? 1939. Wonderful.
34.
1934. That's fantastic. Anybody else that wants to admit it? Okay, how about, and I skipped a group. First of all, if you're a THS graduate in the last 10 years, would you stand and tell us what year? THS graduates in the last 10 years. In the back.
85.
85.
89. 86. 85. 89. 86.
Colleen. All 90. And the reason I did that, I really want to see what former students are here. Glad to have you. Okay, we've met our people celebrating their 50th high school reunion. How about 40 years ago, from any high school, not just not THS necessarily, but 1951, class of 1951, anybody? Oh, that's too bad, because I had a song that went with that year. The number one song, if anybody out there just and you don't have to stand up if you don't want to admit it, but if you happen to have graduated in 1951, the number one song was by Perry Como, and the title of it was If. The lyrics went something like, if they made me a king, I'd be a slave to you. Anybody know that song? You want to sing it?
I was 3 years old.
How about 1961? Anybody here graduated in the class of 1961, 30 years ago? Congratulations. All right. Okay, and last but not least, anybody here from the class of 1971? 20 years ago, 71. Okay, I guess it's just for me then. The number one song when I graduated was If, but a different If by the group Bread, with the lead singer David Gates. David Gates and the group Bread. Madrigals. I don't think that they caught on to why I was making them learn this. I don't think it's one of their favorites. They're going to sing for anybody who didn't dare admit it. Anybody who graduated in 1971, the song If. How many of you remember that song by the group Red? If I'm going to date myself, I want you to also. And that was also partially to dispel a rumor that has been attributed to Cornell McCallum. Looking for her. Where is she? Not quite Cornell. Also, as a part of acknowledging and appreciating our